Good morning, good morning, good morning. Actually, wherever you are, it might be evening, it might be afternoon. Silly me. I'm so used to going live. Sorry, you guys. It's Krista with Krista's Creative Chaos here with a third video about artist trading cards. I'm just really thinking about what's the next best step to show you guys. And I decided I would show you some of the finished painted backgrounds I have. I would show you how I store them. And then I'll show you how I go from having these backgrounds to making artist trading cards. Again, I'm showing you at first cards that don't take a lot of natural artistic talent, okay? Just cards where you can just have bits and pieces of things and put them together and make a really cute collage mixed media type of piece. You don't have to know how to draw. You guys don't have to know how to paint to make super cute trading cards. I always have people wanting to trade with me, so people out there are liking it, so you're going to find people who like yours too. Or you can trade with me. Like I said, drop me a message. I'll send you my address and we can trade cards too. Throw an extra stamp in with your envelope if you could. I have envelopes, but that way if I don't have any stamps on hand, I'll be able to mail one back to you. So here are some of the painted backgrounds that I made, okay? You guys, I love, love, love keeping a stash of painted backgrounds. So this is what my box looks like. I'm going to show you. I get these little storage boxes. You can get them at Michael's. You can get them, I believe, even at Joann's. I know you can get them at the dollar store periodically. Dollar Tree is the one I go to, especially in the school supply section. But Michael's also has them, and if you have a coupon, you literally get them for $1 to $2, okay? They've got these little tabs here, and then this pops off. I like to slide it underneath because this then sits into it like a little tray. So this box has all of my ready to go backgrounds in it. So I did a bunch in gold and silver at one point. Those are on playing cards. These are just different backgrounds that I've done. Some have shimmery paint. I love to get globs of paint on there because it gives the card dimension. Love to do. Sometimes I'll scribble through it, just to give it different, because I don't know what I'm going to put on top of it, you guys. So on those days when I'm really like not feeling creative as far as putting them together, but I want to get some paint on some paper, this is a great way to do it. So yeah, so you're going to see a lot of these different cards that you saw me making in other videos. This one just kind of started emerging. It looks like grass to me, kind of, or maybe a forest. Maybe it's going to be like a rainforest card. I don't know. Okay, so these ones here, though, they kind of reminded me of the ocean. So I'm going to show you some things here in a minute, what I do with them. So if they have a crease in them, I just know. So remember, I'm reusing food packaging for these because I'm trying to show you how you can make them for little to no cost. So if that's the case, then I'm just going to make sure I put an element over it that's going to stabilize that so it doesn't fold. Plus, they usually go in trading card holders, and so it shouldn't be a problem. And then this one's a flat with the green underneath. So those are in this box. And then the other ones in this box are things that I cut out from recycled packaging that I thought were perfect as they were for a background. So my husband got me a new Kindle when I dropped mine in the bathtub and it wasn't waterproof. So now I have a waterproof one, apparently. That's what it says, but I'm not going to test it. Has anybody else ever dropped one that says it's waterproof in? Are they really waterproof? I need to know. Okay, but so on that Kindle packaging, you guys, there's this really cute quote. So cut around that to make a card. Hey, look, there's the little Kindle guy. How cute is that? And that's going to make a card. It won't, I will do other things to it. But this was the Kindle tree on the back, so you can see the boy's back right there. So cut that out. Now this is a playing card that I painted with black gesso. Remember, gesso is a type of paint that you can put down. It gives it some, I don't want to say grit, but it's not gritty, but it allows other paints and different things to stick to it on the glossy card, okay? And if you put gesso down, you don't have to actually sand the glossy cards because these are all cards. Now, these are all just have white gesso on them, okay? Gesso is a really watered down type of paint. And so those are all ready to be painted on. So then I just put them all back in here. And so when I feel like creating, like I'm like, oh, I got some really cool new ephemera. Ephemera is a word for all of the little bits and pieces that you would put on top. Ephemera can be found ephemera, like if you're walking along and you found a really cool shiny strip of something on the ground and you picked that up, that could be a piece of ephemera. Little stickers can be ephemera. Paper flowers can be ephemera. So look that up. It's E-P-H-E-R-E-P-H. E-M-E-R-A, ephemera. Okay, so you can look that up. So then I also made, here's a couple more of painted backgrounds, you guys. Can you tell I like metallic paint and I like glitter, things that sparkle. So I'm almost always putting some sort of pop of sparkle in my things, in my cards. So these here, you guys, these are cards that I made using tissue paper. Now, back in the day, I was born in '69, so back in the day, all the tissue paper bled, right? So nowadays it doesn't. So for the most part, like if you buy tissue paper in the packaging section, it's not going to bleed. Now, if you actually have to pay more money for bleeding tissue paper these days. So anyway, I made these backgrounds and just using the tissue paper. Did anybody remember like middle school when you made the paper mache masks? Do they still do that? Well, back in my day, everybody made these really cool African or just based on an African mask, but we made them. I wish I still had mine, you guys, because they were so cool. But anyway, we put tissue paper on them. And so you put tissue paper and then a watered down gluey water. You could do Elmer's glue with a little bit of water in it. I think that's what we did in class. I used matte medium, which I don't have handy, but it is a glue, but I water it down and then I do this. And then so some of the tissue will bleed into other colors. And then I'll make a pile of these somewhere. And then when I feel like going through my ephemera and seeing what might go with it, I found this butterfly goes beautifully on it. So this, I'm going to show you what I do. Hang on, let me grab this little tin, just a little bucket. So once I have a background that I love, and then I find ephemera that I think would look fantastic on it, I take a little empty container, could be a bowl from your kitchen, a Tupperware from your kitchen, drop the card in, then I drop the ephemera on top of it, and I start stacking them that way. So this is something else that I do. I do this like when I'm binge watching TV or something. I'll like pull my bucket of stickers or ephemera or whatever over next to me and just kind of be like this while I'm watching something. Of course, it's something that, usually mindless TV that I don't have to have a lot of attention for, right? So this one is over a playing card. So when you do the tissue, you can kind of see that through. And then I thought this butterfly looked really cute on there. And then I had this little tag that says believe. Haven't decided if I'm going to put that on there or not. If you guys use words, that's awesome. But just remember, don't put words on everything. And if you choose words, this is a big one, you guys. I've been in swaps with people before where I get a card from them and it is a beautiful card. And then they put words on it, but the words make absolutely no sense. None. It does not go with the image. And that throws me. And then that makes me not like the card. I know, it's random. So really look at that and really ask yourself, like if I'm putting joy on this card, why am I putting these little kids on here that look sad? Why am I putting a butterfly on there and having the word jump? Butterflies don't jump. They fly, they flit, Anyway, so just make sure that when you put, so I made this one and then I found this butterfly that looks really pretty for that. I'm just going to go through some of these different backgrounds to show you. I love this one, melded really nicely. And if you didn't watch my other videos, these ones have holes in the playing cards because they're from a casino. Our dollar store gets them, and so they have to punch them when they leave the casino so that they can't be used again, or when they take them out of play. Look at this one. This one's going to be pretty. I'll probably turn it this way. So yeah, it doesn't have to be hard, you guys. It could just be this and this on it. If that's all I want to do, it's a perfectly acceptable trading card. Now, I'm going to show you how do you zhuzh it up a little bit, right? How do I take it from being just a tissue paper card and a butterfly? But remember, if that's all you're doing, you guys, it took time to glue all those tissues on, wait for them to dry, to find the right butterfly. I mean, right now it looks like, oh, is that all? Well, yeah, it took a long time for me to find the things to go with this, right? So don't short yourself, because everything takes time, right? And our time is valuable. So I'm going to end up putting that on there, but then I have this stuff called washi tape. And this washi tape, I don't know if you can see, it matches the green on that butterfly's edges. So I will probably put a couple of stripes of washi tape on the edge here, 2 next to each other with like a little 1/4 of an inch in between them. And then maybe 1 over here, or maybe I'll do 1 here and then 2 here. I'll have to play with it. And then that will be the finished card. So now I'm going to take this washi tape and I'm going to set it like this. And I'm going to set it in my bucket on top of the other ones. Oh, excuse me. Oh my word, that one snuck right up on me. Okay. Then this one, I love how these colors all melted. So this is the bleeding tissue paper. I got this on Amazon, I believe. And it comes in little squares, and I'll show you. I put them in. So they come in a little bag like this called 2-inch bleeding tissue. And then I threw them in a thing like this. Just remember, don't dump them all into something like this, you guys, because when your hands are wet, it'll get on this and this will start bleeding in here and the colors will start bleeding on top of each other. How do I know that? Because I started to do it that way. See, like this red one has some other colors that bled onto it before I snatched that blue out that was bleeding onto everything. So anyway, but I do like to have a little tray handy to make it easier to pick them out when I've got glue on my fingers and try to do things. So yeah, I love this one. And then I don't know if, and again, I just stack these in a container because it's not, I want to make sure I've given it lots of thought. I've told you before, I like to let my ideas marinate, okay? So these are marinating in this thing, but this background is so unique, so cool. I think I might want to do more on it than just the butterfly. So, but I'm going to stick it in my little bin like that for now. Oh, this one was serendipity, you guys. Look at this cool background I made with the tissue. And then this butterfly is huge. But how cool, because of the way I did the crisscrossy thing, you guys, watch. And then I'm going to put the butterfly on there and how the wings line up with, it's like I planned it, but I didn't. It was just serendipitous. I love, love, love it when that happens. And you're going to find that's going to happen a lot. So I would be way frustrated if I was, so I'm organizing a swap right now called a color cube swap. If you know what the color cubes are, awesome. I don't want to get into that in this video, but I will make a video about them. But the color cube swap, you guys, did I not leave one here? Anyway, I thought I had a card in here, but it gives you color schemes to use. Now, I've been noticing some of the people in the swap are frustrated trying to figure out how to make their card. Well, I could never do it like that. I could never look at that card and go, okay, I have to make a card with all 5 of these colors on it. That is not how my brain works. I would be overwhelmed. I would quit. I would drop out. But if what I did was do something like this, the other day I made a background like this because these colors are on my color swatch card. Okay, I think I'm going to have to grab it. Just a second. Oh, my word. Need to learn how to edit videos so that when I walk away, you guys aren't left hanging. So this is my color swatch card. So I made this. It's got the teal in it and it's got the mustard in it. Okay. I just picked 2 colors to put on my background. I could have picked them all if I wanted to, but I didn't want to. So this is my assigned color. So I did this so far because that's all my brain could do. So I made a bunch of backgrounds in that color the other day. Now today I look at them all dry. And then I go, what would look good with that uses the rest of those colors, right? Because I need to use all the colors on this swatch card for my swap. So I need to use this caramel color, I need to use black, and I need to use ash gray. So you guys, I sat there and I thought, I have these flower stamps. They look like this. Okay. And so I liked these 2 flowers. And I decided that I was going to I stamped them, and then I took out my watercolors, and I used the marigold and the caramel color, and I used the dark teal color again, and I stamped them, 2 of them. And I did this when I mixed up my paints from other colors to create these colors. And so those are my 2 flowers. Now, I'm going to end up cutting these out. And because this is as far as I've got. I'm going to cut these out and I'm going to layer them on here, put them on here as a layer. Okay. Then so I know I'm doing that. Now in this swap, I told people they could use black, white, gold, and silver as neutral colors to add to their cards if they wanted to. So I'm probably going to take some gold foil and put here. I'll show you when I do it. I'll make a video. So watch for that video. It'll be coming soon. And I'm going to put gold foil on there. And then I will probably go into my washi tape and I will find, because that black is one of the colors on here. And I will find a washi tape that's got, so I've got some black washi tape. I've got different types of washi tape, and I'll probably put a stripe down here, possibly, and the 2 flowers. See, my brain can't do that yet. I can't do that. I have to work in steps. So I'm just not going to. I'm literally showing you how my brain operates. It's a little scary. So I got the flowers done. So for me, the next step for me is I'm going to put gold foil on those flowers and I'm going to cut them out. Okay. Then I'm going to lay them on here. Then I'm going to see what I feel next. Okay. Because I have to get the ash gray and the dark teal color on there. I did go, something that I collect, you guys, and this is ephemera, you can use as well. Something I like to collect is anytime I'm in a hardware store, I go by the paint section and I pick up paint chips. Just pick up a handful. Don't be crazy because they'll come over and say, can I help you? Just grab a few. But this paint chip matches this ash gray. It gives you a range here on the end. Now the paint chip is called Retreat, but you know, anyway, so it kind of matches this ash gray. So I might, because I got to get this color into this card somehow. I might just cut this into tiny little strips and put that on instead of washi tape. And I might take, because black is one of the colors on the card, I might take a black fine liner and see where the lines are on these flowers that I watercolored over. I'll probably take a black fine liner and bring those out. That'll be black into my card. Put the gold foil on there. Cut this into a strip. Put it down the side. That's probably going to be my card. Now, did I just think of that now on the camera? No, I thought of this earlier this morning. But I did, and now, so what I'm going to do, so I'll forget this later. So I'm going to take my card, this, and I'm going to lay all this over here somewhere that I'm going to walk by it a few times today before I put anything down. But cutting out the flowers is my next step, okay? So just work in steps, you guys. Don't stress yourselves out when you're trying to make cards. It's supposed to be fun. So for me, making these backgrounds was super duper fun. So I actually need to finish this card and this card because I sent a picture to somebody I had them laying on my work table with, I think I'm going to do this to it. And she wanted to trade cards with me. So I sent her pictures of the possible cards we could trade. And I have this jellyfish stamp. And I had stuck it on here. And I tilted it so it's going the same direction as the whooshes, right? And so I'm going to put this on here. And then I have these little tiny, they're flat on the bottom. And so they will look like bubbles when I glue them on. So, and that's going to be a tweezer and glue thing. So, and I'm going to put a few bubbles on here. It's like it's pushing up, and then how you know when you push in water, if the jellyfish pushes up, there'll be some bubbles here on the bottom from where it's disturbed the water. And then that card will dry, and then it will go off to her. This one here, she wanted the octopus card, which the octopus was on this one. And so he's going to go here. Have you ever seen octopi, you guys? They are like chameleons that they blend into their background. It's really cool. So, and I'm going to put that on there. And I'm also going to put some of the little bubbles and call that card good. And that, I mean, I sent her pictures of them without the bubbles and she wanted them. So I'm just going to surprise her and put a couple of bubbles on there just to give it some dimension. I like sometimes to do that. And then those cards will be done. It didn't have to be really hard. So next video I'm going to make will be showing you how I do, will either be showing you how I do the foiling on the flower and putting that card together. Or I might even go through, I'll probably make a separate video to show you this. I'm doing a Frida card swap, you guys. Look at the stack of cards in here. Can you see how many are in here? These are all cards that I've stacked up with backgrounds that I painted, and then Frida images, Frida the artist. And this one is a basket that I have of cards that I tissued, And then I bought these off of Etsy, these images of Frida, because I can't paint Frida. Well, maybe I can, but I'm not going to for the swap because I saw these images and they're gorgeous. And I'm sure they're AI generated, so it's like Frida-esque, okay? So this one just happened. I had cut out the images, and then I separately, you guys, I made these tissue cards not thinking about this swap, okay? So it's just serendipity when it all comes together. And that's going to be gorgeous on there. And then I just have to decide if I'm going to add additional items or not. This is a painted background one I did based on what I showed you in the other videos that I made the other day. And then look at serendipity. I'm probably going to put photo corners on this one, so it's like she's hanging on a wall. So I want to show you, hang on, let me tip you down. I want to show you these. So can you guys see this one? So now then I also make ones that are more elaborate. So these are not glued down. Again, this is over here on my work table in an idea pile. So that's one where I saw this cute little thing on, I believe Carrie Grew, about, she calls it murder letters. I call it ransom note letters. And I just start cutting them out of old mail. And then this one, this is a napkin in the background, you guys. Hummingbirds are big with Frida, if you know that. And so I just haven't decided if this is too much. And this needs to be turned over. I haven't decided if this is too much on this card. And this is just a gold painted card. I literally got gold spray paint and put that to create that card. So I do have ones that are definitely more in depth. I just have to decide if that's too much on those or not. When you're making artist trading cards, you want to know if you're trading with people in the US or if you're trading globally. If you're trading globally, mailing bumpy cards is really hard. And of course, it seems like my global people always pick the bumpy cards. So I need to start telling them, I need to start asking when people say, what cards do you have available? Are you in the US or are you global? Because it can add $1, $2 to mail, depending upon how lumpy the package is. When you do trade with people globally, my suggestion is to trade 2 cards for 2 cards instead of just 1 for 1, or 3 for 3 or 4 for 4, something like that. Because then that way, the cost of mailing is worth it because you're getting more bang for your buck. So hopefully that helped, gave you some ideas. Comment below, ask me any questions you have. I've got to run to physical therapy, but I'll be back and I will make another video later showing the foiling. If I get to the foiling today, might not be for a day or two. And then I will make a separate video just going through the Frida cards, showing you kind of how these ideas came to me, how I pulled together different materials. Okay? Okay, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. Make sure to like and subscribe.